Hello there guys, hope you're having a great Tuesday. What is up, and welcome to the FPL Today Team Selection video for Gameweek 34. In this series we go over how I did in Gameweek 33 and my plans for Gameweek 34 and beyond, and hopefully help you guys with your FPL rank moving on to the tail end of this season. So if you're pumped for the end of this season and for this video, please hit that like button, subscribe and hit that notification bell for FPL. And before we get on with this team selection video, I'd just like to say a big thank you to this video sponsor, Aniba.com. Aniba is in partnership with Trustly and is offering a special discount from the 23rd of April to the 9th of May. Aniba is in partnership with Trustly and is offering a special discount from the 23rd of April to the 9th of May if you use Trustly payment method in this landing page, link in the description. Trustly is a payment provider that makes it easy to pay with your bank account. Make your purchase super easy and pay from your bank with Trustly. No app, no registration, no manual entries, and very secure. It's easier to pay with Trustly than other alternatives, as you don't need to have any cards or passwords, while also paying with money you already have. Aniba have been kind enough to sponsor this video, so I'd really appreciate it if you at least check them out with the link in the description. Support FPL today by getting involved with Trustly's spring sale on Aniba.com. Okay guys, now that we've secured the bag, let's get on with the video for this FPL Today Team Selection video with how we did in Game Week 33, and little spoiler alert, it was a pretty decent game week, in a game week where I wasn't exactly expecting a lot. So let's get on to the first big decision that we made correctly, and that was going with NACHO as captain. Went with Salah as vice captain. If you watched my captaincy video last game week, then you did see that I suggested Salah was a shield choice and NACHO would be the sword, and I went with NACHO. I went on the attack, and whilst it is only an upturn of 6 points in total, because Salah of course did get a return in his game against Newcastle, NACHO did manage an assist and a goal against Crystal Palace in the final game of this game week. NACHO has been on great form, and to be honest, his underlying stats weren't the best out of everyone in this game week, but from 2 shots he managed to get a goal, no big chances, and also managed 4 key passes with 1 big chance created with an XG of only 0.13, and he still managed to bag a goal. Put that into perspective with Salah, the vice captaincy option, he had 1 more shot on goal, 3 to NACHO's 2, 1 more shot on target than NACHO, 2 to NACHO's 1, and 1 more inside the box, as well as 2 big chances, and he only managed to convert 1 of them, and that's with an XG of 0.92. And he also had the same amount of key passes and big chances, with a higher expected assists, but again didn't get the assist. So NACHO does seem like he's converting his opportunities into points at a better rate than Salah is, which I suppose you can say is obvious now, but I went with NACHO as the captain and it paid off. And then my defence also chipped in with some points, and yes, they're not all massive point hauls, but they do contribute. Every little bit helps. Alioski getting a clean sheet against Man United, which I'm not going to lie was unexpected. I went with Alioski because I thought he might get an attacking return over the likes of Holding and others who I did suggest in my team selection video last week. Rudiger and Mendy finally getting me the clean sheets, both of them at the same time, that I've been expecting ever since I played my wildcard, and Loughton getting that clean sheet as well as an assist in a very big win for Burnley with that 4-0 victory over Wolves. And if you had Wood this game week, then you had a very good game week. If you had Wood this game week. Mad. Then the other players, no one else really contributed. Trent and Veltman both getting 2 points each. Jota with a very disappointing display, only getting 1 point. And Fernandes and Lingard also not contributing to the overall points total. Fernandes was very disappointing again. He managed 5 shots on goal, 3 from inside the box, but none on target, and a very poor XG of 0.08, with 2 key passes and XA of 0.15. Jota managed 4 shots on goal, 2 on target, 3 from inside the box, and 1 big chance with an XG of 0.62, and still failed to convert. And Trent did manage 3 shots, but none of them were on target or inside the box, and 2 key passes, with Lingard also getting 3 shots on goal, 1 on target, 1 from inside the box, but Chelsea were very good defensively against West Ham. And then we look at the bench and we have Davis, who literally only played 8 minutes, but he managed to get a goal in that 8 minutes from 3 shots on goal, 2 on target, 3 from inside the box, and 1 big chance, and his XG was at 0.65, which is considerably higher than a lot of my players who played for 90 minutes. It's almost a shame someone like Jota didn't start and didn't come in off the bench, because then I would have got those Davis points and this game week would have been just that little bit sweeter. So if we look at how that has left me in the overall game, we managed to get 69 points. Kurt Yoy will be happy. With a game week average roughly around 31, this is taken from livefpl.net. Go check them out if you want to know your rank as it happens during each game week. And overall points is now at 2,069, and we managed to get an overall rank of 131,069. There's a lot of 69s there. Kurt Yoy definitely will be happy. Hopefully with such a good game week 33 and Kane and Son to come back into this side, we can really push on and hopefully get a very good rank at the end of this season. So guys, we now talk about the players at risk, and as you can see, the first player at risk is Diogo Jota. He has Man United away in the next fixture, and the next fixtures after that are Southampton, West Brom, Burnley and Crystal Palace. All decent fixtures where usually you'll be quite happy to have a Liverpool asset. But it's been 3 game weeks without a return so far. The underlying stats over those 3 game weeks are good, but Jota's been terribly wasteful, very similar to periods at Wolves where he was wasteful as well. And his price point allows me to look at a few players that are in better form from other sides. Liverpool haven't found the form I hoped they would yet either, so I don't think I really need the triple up for the tail end of this season with Liverpool. And Bruno Fernandes is also a player at risk, which is surprising to me because I never thought he'd be a player at risk due to his points returns, because he has been so consistent recently. And although the fixtures are decent with Liverpool next, but then it's Aston Villa, Leicester, Fulham and Wolves, 3 of those fixtures I like out of 5. He's also gone 3 game weeks without a return, and his underlying stats over those 3 game weeks are okay, but he's not getting highly converted chances. That was shown by his XG in recent game weeks. If I move on Bruno Fernandes, it allows me to redistribute funds and maybe get in a more expensive striker alongside Kane, the likes of Vardy, and any returning injured strikers like maybe a Lacazette could be considered. And with Greenwood leading the line in that Manchester United side, he is appealing to me as a replacement midfielder from Man United. So guys, now we move into my team selection for game week 34, and we start off with the goalkeepers and defence, and we have Mendy and Rudiger with Fulham at home. Very hopeful in this one. Fulham don't really have much to fight for, whereas Chelsea are trying to make sure they secure one of those top 4 places. So Mendy and Rudiger, as long as they start, which is a concern because of the Champions League, then we should be seeing, hopefully, some clean sheet points from these 2, because they've not really returned enough for my liking. Alioski has Brighton Hove Albion away. Brighton Hove Albion can be very wasteful in front of goal, so hopefully another clean sheet for Leeds. They have looked much better defensively against some top opposition. Hopefully they can convert that into similar performances against a team like Brighton. And then Trent is in there with Man United away. I have considered and flirted with benching him, but it is Trent and he could get attacking returns. I don't really see Liverpool keeping a clean sheet in this one, so there is the chance that I do bench Trent. We move on to the midfield, and we've got a 5-man midfield. Son comes back into the side with Sheffield United at home. I still need to watch Carabao Cup final highlights so I can get a gauge on what I think Son and Kane can do for the rest of this season. But I did hear Son was very disappointed and crying after the match and the defeat to Manchester City. But Sheffield United at home is a very good fixture, which hopefully Spurs can do something in. Of course, I do always have the worry that they will go defensive once they take the lead. Apparently, Ryan Mason didn't really make Spurs look different than the Spurs under Mourinho in that Carabao Cup final. We also have Jota and Salah with Man United away. Now they're in the side purely because it could be a goal fest if Liverpool's attackers do turn up, but that feels like more of a hope now, whereas usually it would feel like more of a certainty. We also have Fernandes as well, but of course Fernandes is a player at risk, as is Jota with Liverpool at home. And then we have Lingard with Burnley away. He is for me a consideration as a captain, although of course Burnley did have a recent great performance against Wolves. And then up front we have Harry Kane, the man most likely to be my captain with Sheffield United at home as his next fixture, and Ian Nacho with Southampton away, also a consideration with the form that he's been in and the returns I've just got off of him in game week 33. On the bench, apart from Davis, who is more of a super sub, we do have Forster with Leicester at home, we have Veltman with Leeds at home, and Loughton with West Ham away. We do have the bench boost, but I don't think this is the game week I'm going to play it, although of course I am running out of time to use that chip. And finally, we get onto the Game Week 34 possible transfers, and we are considering replacements for those midfielders that were at risk, and also with the money saved with those replacements, who we could bring into the front line to replace Davis. The first player we're looking at is Mason Greenwood, who could come in for either Jota or Bruno Fernandes. He would come in as a saving against Bruno Fernandes at 7.1 million, give us a considerable amount to spend elsewhere. He's managed to get 4 goals in the last 6 game weeks and 1 assist with an XG at 2.99 and also big chances created at 3 with an XA of 1.97. He's looked very good leading the line recently, but there is the threat of Cavani being used in big games like Liverpool instead of Greenwood, so I'm a bit concerned about Greenwood's playtime, but he has looked very impressive, and I'd hope Solskjaer keeps playing him to give him some more experience and maybe turn into the striker that Man United have been looking for. We're also considering Rafinha, who at 5.4 million, he has had an injury recently, so these stats aren't amazing, but we have seen this season what he is capable of. He's managed 1 goal and 1 assist in the last 6, with 7 shots on goal in total, XG of 0.79 and an XA of 0.99, but this is more based off of what I know he's capable of, and with Leeds having a decent end to the season, I'm definitely interested in bringing in a player like him, again allowing me to redistribute funds elsewhere. And then the strikers that I could consider, one of them is Bamford at 6.5 million. He's not that much more expensive than Davis, which would still leave me with quite a bit in the bank if I bought in Greenwood or Rafinha. He's managed 1 goal and 2 assists in the last 6 game weeks and has also got an XA of 0.93 and an XG of 2.05. And the final person we're considering it is Chris Wood. Now, I know it sounds like I'm just jumping on the bandwagon after he's just had an amazing game week. I had been considering him, but it wasn't really the position I felt like needed the most attention, with the likes of Masuaku and Neto being injury concerns. But finally, we're looking at the strikers up front, and it's a bit of a shame he's done so well this game week, because now a lot of people are going to bring him in, and I saw a lot of people benefited from noticing his decent underlying stats. But he's managed 5 goals and 3 assists in the last 6 game weeks. That's better than Mason Greenwood. He's managed 22 shots on goal, 11 on target, 15 from inside the box, 5 big chances, and an XG of 3.76. He's also got 3 assists from an XA of 1.29, so he is really outperforming his underlying stats at the moment. But Chris Wood is a player that can hit really good veins of form, and maybe he's going to see it out to the end of the season. I would definitely feel a lot better having him on a bench boost than I would Davis, that's for sure. And guys, that is it for this video. So if you have enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for FPL. And also, please do go and check out the links in the description for Aniba and the Trustly Spring Sale, which is going on right now until the 9th of May. If you want to support the channel, go and check out the link at least, see if there's any games that potentially you want after payday. And thank you again for Aniba for sponsoring this video. And with that being said, I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.